Question number 6, Darroch Ball.
To the Minister for Social Development, does she stand by all her statements?
The Honourable Antoli.
Mr. Speaker, yes, when taken in context.
True.
Supplementary question, Darroch Ball.
In regards to the limited service volunteer scheme, why did she say she cut funding because, quote, we are having difficulty filling the number of places, end quote, when she knew that only 27 out of the 1,500 places in 2014 weren't filled?
The Honourable Antoli.
Oh, well, Mr. Speaker, the member misrepresents what I have said consistently in this House when he's asked about the changed numbers, the reduced numbers for LSV. What I have said is that we've seen an almost 24% reduction in 18 to 24-year-olds on the main benefit. We're seeing the lowest NEET numbers for 15 to 19-year-olds since records began, and as a result of that, we have reduced the numbers from where they were increased to at the time of the GFC.
Supplementary question, Darroch Ball.
Why did she say there was a reduced demand for the course as benefit numbers dropped, when there was information available to her and her officials stating that the Burnham, Wellington and Auckland courses had been, quote, full and, quote, oversubscribed?
The Honourable Antoli.
Mr. Speaker, because as I've explained in the House before, this is a targeted intervention with young people, and we have a whole range of targeted interventions with them, not the least being the very successful youth services. And so there has been a reduction in the number of young people that are receiving a main benefit. There is a considerable reduction in the NEET numbers, and therefore we have reduced the numbers for the LSV, confirmed funding for them over the next 4 years, and we will continue to fund this very successful program.
Didn't you get in there?
Supplementary question, Darroch Ball.
Why did she give a reason to cut funding to the course that the number of suitable clients for the course was dropping, when there was information available to her and her officials stating that there was a wait list to get on the course in both Wellington and Burnham due to overflow of numbers?
The Honourable Antoli.
Mr. Speaker, I don't believe that I have said that. What I have talked about is, first of all, the reduction in numbers on the benefit. I have talked about the young people who are suitable to go on this course, because not all of them who want to go on are actually suitable. And I have talked about the fact that there was a GFC which, you know, when we increased the numbers to 1,500, we have now taken those numbers back to 800, and we are continuing to fill the places. It is a very successful course.
Supplementary question, Darroch Ball.
Why did she cut funding to the course based on the reduction of demand for the course when she and her officials had information that noted an increase in referrals from youth courts, an increase in overall applications from under 18-year-olds, and an increase in the number of female referrals for the course?
The Honourable Antoli.
Well, Mr. Speaker, I'm happy to repeat it for the third time, but I do believe that I have addressed this question on a number of occasions just today.
Supplementary question, Darroch Ball.
How can she announce yesterday that 2 new community pilots will help steer young people away from gang life when she has already cut funding to a highly successful course that had full numbers and had an increase in referral from youth courts?
The Honourable Antoli.
Well, Mr. Speaker, the pilots that were announced yesterday aren't just focused on youth. They are focused on working with the families of gang members. That includes women, youth and children. However, this government has a number of interventions put in place in order to work with young people to make sure that they can live successful lives. And we will continue to trial different methods and evaluate them. And as the Minister of Finance said earlier, invest more money where we know it's going to get results.
Supplementary question, Darroch Ball.
Did her advisors inform her that the Hobsonville LSV lease was only terminated as a result of a business case from the Hobsonville Land Company's Board of Directors, who were concerned that extending the lease beyond June 2015 would, quote, impact on the infrastructure costs and compromise the, quote, net present value target of Hobsonville Point housing development?
The Honourable Anne Tolley.
Mr. Speaker, actually my responsibility as the Minister for Social Development is to contract the defence for a number of places. And I think the member will find that that was long before my time, but we are very happy. We are very happy with the discussions and negotiations that we are having with Defence around providing this very successful course for 800 young New Zealanders.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Darroch Ball.
Is it not true that Auckland LSV lost capability from 750 to just 300 places per year, not because of the numbers of unemployed or the lack of demand for the course, but everything to do with the Hobsonville Land Company and decisions made by the Minister of Finance, the Minister of Housing and the Minister of Defence?
The Honourable Anne Tolley.
Mr. Speaker, absolutely no.
Point of order.
Point of order. 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 Point of order, Darroch Ball.
I seek leave to table all operational group meeting minutes for LSV from January 2014 through to October 2015 obtained through OIA.
Is there any objection to that significant pile of documents being tabled? There is none. They can be tabled. Question number 7.